Many countries look set to miss national and global tobacco reduction targets by 2025. Credit Akhtar Somero/Reuters. Tobacco use has fallen significantly since 2000, but less wealthy countries are lagging behind. A new report from the World Health Organization has found. The report, released to coincide with Global No Tobacco Day, shows that worldwide the number of smokers fell by 29 million from 2000 to 2015 as more countries adopt policies to help their populations kick the habit. Today, some 1.1 billion people, 20% of the population over the age of 15, smoke. Yet, although most countries have seen the fall in smoking rates, only a minority of countries look set to meet global and national commitments to cut tobacco use in over 15s by 30% by 2025. The UK is one of a handful of countries on track to meet this goal. Which countries are on track to meet global tobacco reduction targets? The UK, where the first voluntary warnings appeared on cigarette packets in the 1970s and a smoking ban in public places has been enforced since 2007, is one of a number of mostly wealthy countries that has led the way in tobacco control. Today just 16% of the British population smokes, compared to 46% in 1974. Across the rest of Europe, smoking is also fast falling out of fashion. Last week, a new study revealed that smoking is starting to lose its allure in France as 1 million daily smokers kicked the habit in the last year thanks to the recent introduction of anti-smoking measures including higher taxes on cigarettes and plain packaging. Even Greece, the European country where the biggest proportion of the population lights up, has seen the fall in smoking rates by almost 2 percentage points a year. Where are people stubbing out their cigarettes? The report reveals, however, that there are stark disparities between countries and regions. While 62 million smokers in high-income countries stubbed out their cigarettes between 2000 and 2015, the number of smokers in low- and middle-income countries actually increased by 33 million. Less wealthy countries will see an increase in smokers. The report said that efforts to reduce tobacco use in low- and middle-income countries has likely been impeded by the tobacco industry, whose relentless lobbying has stopped governments from introducing stronger policies. Dr. Vinayak Prasad, co-lead author of the report and program manager of WHO's Tobacco Control, Prevention of Non-Communicable Diseases team said, "It's easier to get the political will to explain the problem of tobacco, but the tobacco industry is taking strong measures. They use all kinds of arguments, such as the argument that controlling tobacco harms people's livelihoods. The data, however, disproves that controlling tobacco affects livelihoods." The WHO's Eastern Mediterranean region, which covers much of the Middle East and North Africa, is one region where overall smoking rates have barely fallen. The actual number of people smoking is expected to rise from 47 million in 2000 to 103 million in 2025, a more than twofold increase. Dr. Prasad said that multiple reasons lie behind high smoking rates in the region. It's culturally and socially acceptable to use the water pipe in many countries in the Eastern Mediterranean region. There's been no strong leadership to push tobacco reduction at the highest level, and countries have been hesitant to tax, he said. Some GCC countries such as the UAE, which introduced a sin tax on cigarettes last October, are starting to take measures, but these have so far not been sufficient. According to Dr. Some countries are bucking global trends as more people light up, while the picture in many low- and middle-income countries is less sanguine. One group that is bucking the trend is women. Globally, women are kicking the habit faster in all regions of the world except Europe. European women are an outlier globally, said Dr. Prasad. He said that factors including more liberal gender attitudes are contributing to a slower fall in smoking among women. A deadly addiction. Every year tobacco kills 7 million people around the world, more than AIDS, tuberculosis and malaria combined. Tobacco use and second-hand smoke exposure are key causes of cardiovascular diseases such as heart attacks and stroke. Cardiovascular diseases kill 18 million people each year, with smoking responsible for some 3 million of these deaths. The single biggest killer in the world is cardiovascular disease, said Dr. Prasad. They are responsible for almost 44% of non-communicable disease deaths. If you fix the heart problem, you fix a big proportion of NCDs, he said. According to the WHO, few people are aware of the link between heart disease and tobacco, as there is evidence of a serious lack of knowledge of the multiple health risks associated with tobacco. Most people know that using tobacco causes cancer and lung disease, but many people aren't aware that tobacco also causes heart disease and stroke, the world's leading killers, said Dr. Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus, WHO Director General. In recent years, more countries have adopted tobacco control policies such as plain packaging, taxation and banning smoking in public places. More people are now covered by tobacco control measures, although Dr. Prasad acknowledges that the tobacco industry and the continual development of novel products to continue to lure smokers remains an obstacle. He said that tobacco control policies have had a marked impact in many countries, including in low and middle-income countries. Taxation for sure is definitely an instrument. The additional revenue has been used to help the government fund universal health care in places like the Philippines, said Dr. Prasad. Smoke-free policies also cost very little, as do warning labels and plain packaging. He added, although the WHO's current projection shows few countries will meet the 30% target, Dr. Prasad pointed to the example of France as evidence of what a country can achieve with political will. France wasn't doing anything until 2016, then woke up and introduced plain packaging. Things change. Protect yourself and your family by learning more about global health security.